any time that require police, fire, or emergency medical services, whereas public safety telecommunicators are the first and most critical contact our citizens have with emergency services, whereas public safety telecommunicators are the single vital link for our police officers and firefighters by monitoring their activities, providing vital information, and ensuring our safety. Whereas the public safety telecommunicators of the Dothan Police Communications Center have contributed substantially to the apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, treatment of patients, and reduction of property damage. So therefore, I, Mike Schmitz, Mayor of the City of Dothan, do hereby proclaim the week of April 13th through the 19th, 2014, as Public Safety Telecommunications Week. Ta-da!
Well, it's a pleasure to be able to talk about our telecommunicators today because they are the unsung heroes of public safety. Those who call in emergency situations depend on their skill, their expertise, and their commitment for these special men and women. They are also the lifeline for law enforcement officers and firefighters in the field. Our telecommunicators are more than just a voice on the other end of a phone line. They work the front lines of public safety. The services they provide cannot be measured in dollars, for life is priceless. Please join me in giving these men and women a round of applause for the jobs that they do. I'm going to let the fire chief say a few words, and then Lieutenant Rachel David, who is the commander of the communications division.
I'll be quick. Thank you, Chief. I just want to look at all of you and say, wow, thank you for what you do, because we don't see you a lot. You're in a windowless building with a lot of security, and some days I know it gets real tough. Your stress level, I know, goes through the roof. You do an amazing job for the 174 firefighters that work in this city. You are our lifeline, as Chief Benton says, and we are just so glad to have such dedicated and well-trained individuals doing the job you do so much. From the time that the call is received on 911 until throughout the response, and our firefighters and our police officers get safely back home. So thank you for what you do. You truly are our heroes in this city. Thank you.
Well, I would just like to echo everything that they say. It is such an important job. When I took over the Communications Center, I had no experience in their area. I've been policing a long time, and what I can tell you is that every police officer and every fireman has that call. They have a call that sticks out in their mind as one that forever impacted. One of the first things I asked my staff to do was share with me what that call was for them, because I wanted to see the impact that they take as the first person to really take that call, the true first line. They shared with me. Every one of them sent me something that they called that call for them. Now, because of brevity and privacy of those callers, there's very limited things that I can share, but I just want to take just a moment to share a little bit of what their day is like. That call for me was a child not breathing. It was the first CPR that I had taken by myself following my training. That call for me was taking a call of an elderly patient who needed help with an oxygen mask. We sent units to help her and were able to reconnect the oxygen mask to assist her to the fullest extent possible. Unfortunately, the next day I received word that she had passed away, and it laid heavy on my heart, knowing that I had only spoken to her the day before. I know that short of moving in with her, there was nothing I could do to help her, but I wondered still what might have been. The call for me was a child drowning. It is one that gives me chills. I didn't sleep for a week, and if I never thought of it again, it would be too soon. The call that had the greatest effect on me was a structure fire in which one person could evacuate, but a second could not. Although I knew I did it correctly, I still wondered, what if? The call for me was taking a medical call for a police officer's father. I knew his father had terminal cancer, so when I received the call from a lady that was in a panic, saying that her husband had cancer and was not breathing, I had a gut feeling. I looked at the location and found that my suspicions were correct. I began trying to calm her and making it personal by calling her by name and letting her know that I was aware of her condition. I did everything I could in the moment to comfort her. This call taught me that you never know what or who you will encounter on the other end of the phone. It taught me to follow my instincts and that the small things on my end of the phone make the big difference in someone's life. Afterwards, the officer who lost his father that day wrote a commendation for me that will forever be dear to me. And when I am down, I read it to remind me that what I do is important to the community I serve.
I'd like for everyone to know just how difficult this job is. I could not do it. It's very stressful. I'm not saying my job's not stressful, but because it is. But they have to deal with stress every day. They have to, by the end of their training, they multitask to the nth degree. You cannot imagine what all they do at the same time. It's just multifaceted job that they are able to, that a lot of them are able to grasp and to do. And for you to be representatives of this city, answering that phone every day, I think it's just you're just a great representation of this city. I just want to again thank you.
I'll take care of that young man.